Okay, here we go. So we are in. I promised another league. We got 3 more leagues coming up. I actually already played all of my week 1 games. This is the draft analysis. I almost forgot that I had to do this, and also I'm scrambling at the last minute to get these done. But anyway, draft analysis for the Little Cup League that we joined. Draft is a little out of order here in terms of what I picked in the box, but that's because we've already played our game, and some Pokemon are locked in and some are not. So I will let you try to guess. Maybe drop it in the comments. Anyway, so Little Cup League, and our first Pokemon here is Dino. It didn't give the nickname that I gave it. What did I give it for a nickname? Shaggy is apparently against the rules. But, look at the little head, the hair on his head. He's a little shaggy. That's what, that's what I'm saying? But apparently that's outlawed. I didn't even notice that. So, with me, of course, for my draft analysis, I have Ice Cream.
That's me.
And we have Cupcakes.
That's me.
All right. So, first Pokemon here again, this is not the order I drafted them in, but this is, actually I can probably pull up,
I want to be Pokemon.
well, I'm going to pull up the actual thing so I can say what tier they're. So we get 1 tier 1 Pokemon. Okay, you can be Pikachu. We got 1 tier 1 Pokemon, 2 tier 2s, 2 tier, no, sorry. 1 tier 1, 2 tier 2, 3 tier 3, 3 tier 4, and 1 tier 5.
My nickname.
I know. Your name is Cupcakes. I'll ask you when it's your turn. So, Dino. Dino was a... let's see. Looks like Dino was actually a tier 4. So we could also only have Terra Captains. You could have 2 tier 4s or a tier 3 and a tier 5 be your Terra Captains. I went with tier 4s. My first Terra Captain is here, Dino, because with Hustle, yes, I know our moves are going to be 80% accurate, but fun fact that Hustle boosted moves from Zweilous is actually stronger than a lot stronger than you think. Now, this isn't Zweilous, but the point was that Hustle boosted Terra moves are going to rip through Little Cup. I mean, it's going to one-shot everything as long as it connects. So that was the thought here. What do you think? I have to come up with a new nickname. Obviously, Shaggy is not going to work. And the little fella is down on the floor. He's not the happiest. We should probably deal with that in a minute. But anyway, let's get this over with. What do you think about Dino? Ice Cream.
I kind of like the name it has for it by itself, and I think it's ridiculous that they didn't allow Shaggy.
Yeah, well, you'll learn about that when you're older. All right, go forward, Cupcakes.
I am Pikachu.
You don't have to get that close. You're Pikachu. Okay. Okay, so the next Pokemon on the list, because I'm going to try to get through this, is Simba, our Litleo. Litleo was a tier 3 Pokemon. I actually originally drafted it thinking that it would be a Terra Captain, and because the reason I drafted this is to counter Ghost types, which you're gonna save your brother, yeah. Anyway, so to counter Ghost types, and I was thinking about having it be a Terra Captain. Hey, until it's your turn, okay? Wait until your turn. So it was going to be a Terra Captain, but I really liked the Terra choices I had with Dino, and you'll see later what the other Terra Captain was. And Litleo still does its job without Terra, which is countering Ghost types for my Tier 1 Pokemon, which you'll find later. So now my Tier 2, one of my 2 Tier 2s... Hey, no, oh, that's right, we got to have you guys. So what do you think about Simba Cupcakes?
Wait, I changed it to Pikachu.
You want to change this one to Pikachu too? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, we have... Ice Cream is here with her little baby brother, so I'm going to move the mic so she can talk. What do you think about Litleo, Simba?
My little brother is... I think if this guy be gentle. Gets good, then we can say, "Hey, Ben."
Well, okay, but anyway.
Hey, little baby brother, it's you're beating the game for him.
All right, so Simba, the Litleo. My first tier 2 pick was actually Beardy here, Meowth Galarian form. It's a steel type. I wanted a good steel type just because steel is just such a good type in Pokemon. It's like the goat type. I mean, fairy's probably the goat type, but fairy and steel are pretty important. So And actually, I don't even think I have a fairy. But there's not a lot of dragons in Little Cup. So anyway, Steel. Okay. All right. Let's all calm down, okay? Oh, brother. So we have our Steel type here. What do you girls think about our Tier 2 Galarian Meowth, who is a Steel type, and he's a great pivot, and he will help us do things in Little Cup.
I think this is me, Ice Cream. I think that Beardy is a great name for.
All right. Take it easy on him.
I think it's a great name for him.
All right, and what do you have anything to say about Beardy, Cupcake?
I am Pikachu.
Pikachu, okay. Oh, sorry.
So, I think that he had a short hair and those hot bombs at him.
Yes, he does. All right, so we're going to keep this moving along. One of my other Tier 3 Pokemon that I thought about potentially having as a Terra Captain was actually Grogu here, the Solosis. So Grogu, because I call my Reuniclus as Yoda, this would therefore be Baby Yoda, and more appropriately named Grogu. So this thing has a special attack stat of 100, which is like absurdly high for a Little Cup Pokemon. It doesn't have great stats otherwise, but I'm telling you right now, like Life Orb Magic Guard hits coming off of that is going to be brutal, man. I haven't done any calcs yet, but like I feel like that's going to one-shot like everything. I did run calcs for the Dino, and that thing does literally pretty much one-shot everything if it hits. But this also I feel like will be amazing as we go through it. So do you have anything you want to say about Grogu Ice Cream?
Honestly, it looks like a little, you know how sometimes when you're playing with like slime and then this tiny bit comes off? I think it looks like a tiny little slime glob or something with a person inside it. You know how like on phones you have this like thing where you can mirror? It almost looks like that mirror thing where you can just take this one person and combine them together.
Okay. I don't know what she had for lunch, but I want some. I'm just kidding. I was calling you crazy. Anyway, so moving on, our Tier 2 pick, our other Tier 2 pick, the one that, so obviously we had Galarian Meowth was our first Tier 2 pick. Oh, all right. Very quick, what do you think about Solosis Grogu?
He has a bubble in him, and he is a popper, and
A popper?
He pops every Pokemon, and they pop.
All right.
Bubble.
All right, the first one that isn't a Pikachu. So the next Pokemon, this was our other Tier 2, that's what I was trying to say, was Voltorb. It outspeeds pretty much everything. Fast Electric type is really fun to have. The only problem is I have to figure out how it's going to deal with the ground types that it faces. There are obviously options, but I don't want to spoil anything. So yeah, it's a good super fast Pokemon, and is a good pivot in Static too. Static is going to be crazy. I can either run super fast, or because Little Cup stats are so weird, I can actually run it pretty bulky and just like try to toss around paralysis with Static. So we'll have to see how that goes. So any thoughts on Orbit the Voltorb? We'll start with you, Cupcakes.
I think that he's a ball Pokemon, and he ankles all the Pokemon, and they fall back.
Oh my goodness! All right, and what do you think, Ice Cream?
I think I have two comments about it that lead into a big rabbit hole, but
Well, we've got to try to get through all these Pokemon, so don't take.
Wait.
Try to go quick. I'm trying to go quick too, so here you go.
So it almost looks like a scoop of multicolor ice cream.
Okay.
And it also looks.
Well, you got ice cream on the mind today.
It also looks like a Pokemon ball that's alive.
Yeah, he's supposed to. He's supposed to look like that.
Well, then why don't they just say Pokey alive?
Well, because he's a Voltorb. I don't know. I'm not a game designer. Okay, so we've been through a bunch of my team already, and I will say that the next Pokemon I'm going to reveal is my Tier 1, and it is Chewbacca the Mankey. Whoa! This thing is fast, it hits hard, it has coverage, it's probably one of the best Pokemon. Oh, this is also, for the record, I didn't say this yet. This is low tier Little Cup. So, unfortunately for Cupcakes over there, Pikachu is not allowed because it's too good. Actually, I think Pikachu might be banned from regular Little Cup anyway because of Pichu. But either way, my point is that like Charmander's not. Maybe Charmander might be allowed. My point, the point is that the best Little Cup Pokemon are not allowed. So they're trying to have fun with it, and Pokemon that you don't see a lot in competitive to have them show up. So. Mankey was, in my opinion, one of the best of the bunch that was around. So it was my first round pick. It was my only tier 1 pick. And what do you think about Chewbacca the Mankey?
It almost looks. I don't know how to call it. It almost looks like
He's like a fur ball.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So cats, swallow all their hair and then they spit out a hairball.
Oh, a hairball, yeah.
And now it looks like it's been in a live hairball.
You want anything to say, Cupcakes? We're trying to get through these, so
I think
you can pass.
Really bad.
It's really bad?
Yeah.
Because it's not Pikachu?
Yeah. And Pikachu's really good for Pokemon. And I think Bulbasaur is good for Pokemon.
I couldn't draft Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur was banned. I would have tried to get Bulbasaur, though. All right, so we're going to keep moving on because we're trying to go through this quickly. The next Pokemon was my other Tier 4 Terra Captain, Arrokuda. So this is a fish Pokemon. I wanted to have a Swift Swimmer. You can't. They banned the items that increase the length of weather, like rain. But Swift Swim in the rain, and then if I Terra Water, as long as I can get a Rain Dance up, I feel like it's. Do you have a problem? Are you okay? Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to be, it's just another Pokemon that's going to hit super hard. Oh, I wanted to say one more thing about Mankey. I tend to do really well in leagues when I have a really fast, powerful fighting type. So that's what I was going for here, was my main Pokemon being Mankey. Anyway, back to Arrokuda. It's another Pokemon that if they don't prepare for it, I can really come through and clean up with water, or break. I could break with water moves too. So that's an option for us. What do you think about this little fish, Torpedo the Arrokuda?
I think it should be named Scaly or something.
Scaly? Maybe I'll change it actually, because I wasn't honestly locked in on Torpedo. I felt like that was a little too obvious, especially because of its evolution. But maybe I'll change it to Scaly or something. We can talk. We'll talk later.
It also has big teeth.
Yes,
sticking out.
It is supposed to. Do you have anything you want to say about it, Cupcakes? Is it bad because it's not Pikachu?
Bulbasaur.
You thought it was good to have Bulbasaur. It would have been, but Bulbasaur was so good that they didn't allow it in this league.
And in the TV Pokemon, it has Bulbasaur.
Yeah. All right.
So you have to do that on the TV.
Okay.
It has Bulbasaur on the TV.
Okay. Bulbasaur's on the TV. Next we have our tier 3 pick. I'm super excited to use, actually, is Shroomish. Grumps the Shroomish. I've already paired Static with Voltorb, but I also get the Effect Spore here. I don't have a Poison type, so honestly I could also run Poison Heal, which would help me against Toxic Spikes if I need to. It doesn't absorb the Toxic Spikes, but at least this bulky Pokemon will enjoy that. I can also spread status with Spore or Stun Spore. Leech Seed also, if I run a super bulky set, could really be a problem for my opponents. So I don't know. I'm just super stoked to use this. I've been meaning to use Breloom in draft, but the problem is I have been having a hard time fitting it onto teams that I'm picking. So Shroomish is a good way for me to do that. So I'm excited to use Grumps the Shroomish. What do you think about it, Ice Cream?
I think it's a funny name for it because
look at his face. He's he's got grumpy mushroom.
He's just, you could I think it
Mario would eat Mario from Nintendo. Mario would eat this mushroom and then be like, "Get off my lawn!"
Oh yeah, that would be hilarious if they had that.
All right, Cupcakes. Do you have anything you want to say about Shroomish, real quick?
I know that he's really good and he's mad.
He's really good and he's mad. Excellent analysis. You get the top tier draft analysis here. He's good and he's mad. Let's go. All right. I think there are 2 Pokemon left here. Another tier 4 that I have here is Thomas the Tank Engine, our Roly-Coly. Doesn't make a ton of sense. He's just like a pile of coal right now, but he evolves into I mean, his ability is steam engine, right? Like he's a train. He can be Thomas the Tank Engine, right? So anyway, because of hazards, I don't have any way of dealing with hazards at this point, or at least not any good ways. I don't actually know if I get it. If any of the other Pokemon I've revealed get hazards. I don't know. Anyway, this one does, though. We get Spikes, we get Stealth Rock, we get Rapid Spin. It's bulky enough, it can come do the things it needs to do. This is basically just filling a slot on the team, right? I need to have those hazards. I got to have the hazard situation taken care of. All right, what do you think about Thomas the Tank Engine, the Roly-Coly?
I think it almost seems like you said, a pile of coal, and you could call it old pile of coal.
Old pile of coal. I like it. It might be a little long. I don't know if that would be too many characters, but anyway, I'm thinking we're gonna keep moving on here because I think the other one is distracted by Minecraft at this point. But I think this is the last Pokemon. Yes, it is. Happiny. So I needed a Tier 5 Pokemon. I was a little surprised that this was Tier 5 because its HP stat is huge. I don't know, running calcs and stuff, it's maybe not as good, and obviously it can't do anything back, but it does learn things like, it learns Seismic Toss, so I can spam Paralysis for Mankey, so I don't have to run Choice Scarf. We can Light Screen to set up something like Arrokuda, obviously we can't run the screens game, but or the screens boosting item as well, just like the weather boosting items, but I can still set the screen, right? And I don't know, I was kind of surprised that this was Tier 5. I feel like it's we'll see if I can do anything with it. I felt like this is not one of the bottom of the barrel Pokemon that were like other Tier 5 Pokemon, if I'm looking at it, were like Magikarp, and Sunkern and Tynamo were Tier 5, and I'm like, this is better than a Magikarp, dude. Like, this is one of my, if I look at it, I had to pick one Tier 5, and I had to pick one Tier 5, and looking at the Tier 5s, I was like, this looks like, hey. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn off because hitting has started, so we're going to go put people in timeout. I hope you liked the team. I had a good time playing week 1. You'll see that next week, and I'll go upload this, and we'll catch you in the next one.